Hi guys, welcome to the very first edition of the podcast Discuss Football with Kenny. This is gonna be a very exciting one. Trust me guys, you have never seen anything like this in Nigeria before, because on this podcast we'll be touching a lot of places. Are you a big fan of football? Then this is the right podcast for you to watch. You must really watch this podcast because we're going to give you in-depth tactical analysis of games. We're going to be talking about transfers. We're going to be talking about on-field and off-field performance of players, managers, a lot of things about football. And I'm not here alone. My name is Kenny. Before I forget to do that, I'm here with my friends. Here is
Eloquent, and you can join me on TikTok. Let's Talk Tech by Eloquent.
And here is
Westman.
So we are here. There is this particular case. This season is a very wonderful one to start a podcast, guys. We have a lot of things that have happened this season. It's a new season, though, I know that. But transfers, drama, we have a lot of on-field issues with some team. There's a particular team in Northwest England, Manchester United. They're having some on-field issues. We'll get to that. Some things happened in the North London derby over the weekend. Some certain players slipped off. We'll talk about that as we go into the podcast. But let's start with our very own boy, Victor Osimehn. Wow.
For real, I actually wanted you to bring the topic because there's something I noticed about these Italian people. Don't you guys think these Italian people are this kind of racist?
They are. The rate of racism in Italy is so much that due to the language barrier, people don't see it. They just specialize on English, England. Whereas the rate of racism, Mario Balotelli, Victor Osimehn has been a victim of it way before now. If you could remember the game last season where he scored and had to run towards the fans and all of that, Memphis Depay in France, this has been a very critical issue in football, and I think it needs to be handled with caution. Okay, and this is our very own boy. This is our own son. You can't treat a Nigerian like this.
Yes, now we have to support him. We have to support him.
I think we are blowing things out of proportion a little bit here, because the TikTok handler of Napoli is just someone who is representing the team. So I don't think we need to blame Napoli for what is happening. I saw Osimehn delete some posts about Napoli and the likes, but I think we really need to concentrate on the man handling the TikTok. It's not the team. He was just assigned here to do that.
I would sorry to cut you short. I would love to ask you a question.
Okay.
I would love to ask you, who appointed the man handling the social media?
Yeah, it is Napoli.
So, it is Napoli. There is no content.
Who are they supposed to blame?
No,
I want to ask you, if you own a firm and your staff goes out of line, which is with the way it's not supposed to be, goes out of line, who would be held responsible?
That is why if you have a firm, definitely you can actually sanction some staffs. You can sack him. What he did is unprofessional. But then he needs to tender an apology to the team, to Napoli.
But he does not need to tender any apology because right now
Napoli are paying for his stupidity.
As at last season, do you guys know that after Napoli won that Serie A and even some major trophy they won last season, do you guys know that they actually used Kvaratskhelia as the face of the magazine?
Now let me remind
Napoli's magazine.
There was a time
doesn't make any sense, and all of us knew that Osimehn was the one who even contributed most of the goals in Napoli last season.
Years. Now let me remind you, there was a time those
Napoli guys are ingrate.
Made a statement that he can't sign an African player. That man is a born racist. You get me? He's a born racist. He had that issue with him right from time. Now, you can't tell me that content, you as a content creator, the club has a media team. You can't put a content out without your media team knowing about that content. Now you submit this content to your media team. I'm coming somewhere, and then you posted it on your TikTok page, and you went ahead to log the comments, knowing fully well it's a bad thing.
You see, and you also know the team are going to see it. A lot of people are going to see it. Are they trying to ravage his reputation?
I don't think we need to blame the entire Napoli team for one man's stupidity. This man is the one.
But he's a staff of Napoli.
I understand he's a staff of Napoli. Don't get me wrong, guys. But what I'm trying to say is, he's the one holding the phone. It's not like everybody agreed that you have to post this thing on social media.
But they should have tendered an apology to Osimehn before he got out of hand. They should have tendered an apology. At least even call him and apologize. I bring it public.
For me, I don't think they don't value Osimehn, because we've seen some black players in Italy. They have this problem. There is this level of racism in Italy. Okay. We all know it's a problem. It's alarming. But Victor Osimehn played in this league last season.
Babake, let me ask you something.
Okay.
Let me put him on the spot. When was the last time Kvaratskhelia had a good game?
God bless you.
It has been very long.
That guy is just a tournament player.
It has been very long.
Let me bust you. I think since March, if I'm not mistaken, since March or May, that was the last time he scored a goal. Now, let me remind you, who was the face of Napoli last season?
It was Kvaratskhelia.
It was
Kvaratskhelia, and Osimehn was the man who should be the face of Napoli.
Scravadonia. Who was giving the crown?
Yeah, it's Kvaratskhelia. I understand that. I know that
is being biased.
I know that they are being biased. I know. Don't get me wrong, guys. But what I'm really saying is, Victor played in this league last season. He was celebrated. Okay. I watched a lot of Napoli games last season. Like, if we score, they will be like, Victor Osimehn. He's their very own boy. He's their hero. They love him.
I want to arrive here.
That is the instant impact of what he is giving them. That is why they are.
Let me tell you something.
After that,
there's difference between being loved by the club and being loved by the fans.
And appreciating your instant impact.
He's been appreciated by the fans. The fans love him.
Because of what he has done instantly.
They worship him for what he has done for them for the first time in 33 years.
Okay.
But the club, they don't love him. See him as that way.
But now do you know that the fans are very, very powerful in any football team? They are very, very powerful. If they want to tear down that club, they would tear it down. If those fans, if they feel like, Osimehn is being disrespected, then we'll start a protest against the owners. There's
something wrong with this Napoli and Osimhen's case.
Okay.
What I see is, it's not just even the owner of the team. What I see is Napoli as a whole, the whole team, the whole fans, they do not like Osimehn. They are all racist. Italian people are racist. They don't like black.
Just to be, can we say they don't like Osimehn? It's not like this guy is not being celebrated over there because of some certain man's stupidity, because he posted thing and a few minutes later he felt like, this is wrong, and he deleted it.
Why didn't the fans protest against that? If the fans were not supporting Napoli,
it was very obvious that the fans don't really like what happened.
What was the motive behind posting that?
I understand that the man was being stupid for doing that. That's what I'm trying to say, that this man is the one being stupid. I'm very sure that the president, the board of directors at Napoli,
why are they not interfering?
The club should release a press statement, because even before on my way coming here, I had to check their page. They have been posting several videos.
They did not do anything about it. They didn't say anything.
It deserves an official statement apologizing
to him.
Such behavior.
That is out of football context.
Okay,
where's your sportsmanship? Where's the sportsmanship?
They've gone out of it.
They've lost it.
Okay, what if it's the post is just to crack people up a bit?
And you locked your comment section. You locked your comment section. You locked your comment section, Babakeni. You locked your comment section.
No, the thing is, he might actually want to crack people up.
You're tarnishing his innocent guy's image. That's not cracking people up.
Coconut.
You guys,
coconut. When he went for you, it was not coconut.
Wait, you know, when trying to crack a joke, definitely you might offend someone. Have you guys been to a comedy show before? If you have been to a comedy show, you see all these stand-up comedians. They will even stand in front of you and say, Mr. President, so they will embarrass you and crack
you up. Comedy. This is not a comedy.
Football is not a comedy. No, let's not a comedy. Let's get somewhere. I want to remind you, they are skit makers. Even when they want to make jokes to offend people who they are not supposed to offend, they don't lock their comment section
at all. They
know their evil motive. There's an evil motive behind it. Which they know. That is why they lock their comment section.
To me, I believe even the board even the board in Napoli knows about this. They know about it. You can't tell me they did this
I felt they never expected the public to react this way. You get me?
God bless
they never expected the public. There is more to football. One thing I do tell people is this: there's more to what we see on the pitch than what goes on in there.
Yeah, a lot of things going on back doors.
There's so much politics in football than what we see on pitch. So for me, I feel like this has been the politics going on backroom, and it has come to play.
Okay, do you think Victor handled the situation well by deleting his post about Napoli?
He's a human being.
Because right now, I think Victor as a player is reserving his comments.
He respected the club. Let me remind you.
Okay.
The statement came from his agents.
Yeah, I know.
He respected the club and took down. You can't disrespect me and expect me to respect.
To respect you. I am a human being as well. I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. Which everything I am supposed to do is
and you understand that he is under a contract. He has no right in the world to disrespect them.
Respect his end. You can't disrespect me.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. You can't expect me to respect you when you're not giving me respect. For you to respect me, you have to reciprocate it.
Yeah, I understand, but there are levels to this thing. There is a contract to be obeyed.
They didn't respect the contract.
You signed a contract. As a player. Okay, what if it's the agent that is pushing all this agenda?
Okay,
what if it's the agent? What if it's to Victor?
Let me tell you something. Okay. Before it has gone out of proportion like this, it means there have been politics behind it,
and they should have begged him. Are they feeling too big that they cannot beg?
Let me remind you.
They cannot beg an African person.
If this happened at Manchester United, Osimehn for don't drop statement.
Now
then they drop statement. No good.
Yeah, then they drop statement. Yes, we are still even coming to their Sancho issue, because
this happened at Man United, but he has been respectful to the club. All he did was take down, I don't know, their image right affair they had. He took down his post and all of that. No statement, nothing. You only heard from his agent.
Okay, do you know that there are sometimes that these football agents, when they want to push a player out of a team, they come up with some kind of crazy agendas and the likes. Definitely, football agents they have power. They have power for.
But actually, the football agent didn't put this online. Now this was actually
he was the first person to react to that.
Nigerians reacted.
Everyone reacted.
I know.
Everyone reacted.
I understand.
I confirmed 10 minutes after the post came. It was.
I never even knew.
They had over 150,000 likes.
I was not online.
Yes,
it's not only the agent who is liking all those 150,000 likes now.
Okay,
who is giving all those 150,000 likes?
There are individual differences. Something you might actually joke with me now,
okay,
and a joke thrown at me might not sit well with
the other person. Okay,
so you understand. So it's very possible that Victor might not even take this as I want
to ask you. There is nobody who would post a joke and off his comment section.
And funny enough, this is not even a joke. This is an insult. You can't call me
when he won the league
because I missed a penalty.
Won the league for you. What the rest player have not done for you. When he did it, you never called him coconut. The day he missed an important penalty,
Prosper, you see something there?
Yeah.
They've been liking him. They've been everything he has been doing. They've been liking it. They've been showing it to the world that they like this guy. This matter would have been different. But when this guy was even performing well, the only thing they did for him was just to shout his name anytime he scores. And after when it got to the end of the season, after everything this guy did, if you go and check his goal contribution, it is even more. In fact, I would say Napoli getting their Serie A title after, or even any cup after 3 years, is all tribute to Victor Osimehn.
Okay,
now this guy got nothing back from them than putting Kvaratskhelia as the face of Napoli and insulting him at the beginning of this season.
Okay, what if we now take it this way, that it is very possible that when was the last time Osimehn signed a new contract for Napoli?
Recently. I guess he signed recently.
He signed a new contract. Yes. Definitely, he must have a huge release clause in his contract.
Sure.
What if it's just a strategy to push him out of the team?
It deserves better. It deserves better. Better than this.
God bless you, because
I as a person
brought a cup to you for over after 33 years. This guy brought cup to you single-handedly. Let me just say single-handedly. He brought that cup to Napoli. If not for him,
he played 60%.
Who would have crowned Kvaratskhelia effort all throughout last season? If Osimehn wasn't there,
where is Kvaratskhelia now?
Where is he? And let me tell you, bro, Napoli are heading to their doom. If Osimehn leaves that club,
Napoli collapsed when Spalletti left. The moment Spalletti left, that was when Napoli immediately he left. I knew there was something going on behind the scene that is not known to many of us.
Okay, do you not know that apart from these off-field issues that Osimehn has, there are some on-field issues? I don't think there is this kind of really good relationship between himself and the coach, because I think he was subbed off after that penalty miss.
Let me remind you, okay. He has had bust out with Spalletti several times.
Okay.
When Spalletti removed him out of an important match and he got bust, but they reconciled. We've seen the case of Aguero. If you remember back then, Aguero and Guardiola, they had an on-pitch altercation.
Suarez and Bregan.
They reconciled immediately. I don't know if you get. They had that father and son relationship between Osimehn and Spalletti. Let me remind you, Rudy Garcia had an issue with Cristiano Ronaldo. That was why he left Al-Nassr and he came here. Now he has had issue with Kvaratskhelia and he has had issue again with Osimehn, which lead to all of this drama. It tells you a lot about what is going on.
That man is a racist.
On the field.
That man is a racist.
That
let's not stress ourselves. It's obvious for a coach to be having an issue with just someone who is doing well, who is doing better. You know that man is automatically a racist.
No. He might not be a racist because as a manager,
or maybe he doesn't know something that is good.
No, as a manager, there are some managers that they are not so very good with man-to-man management. It's very possible
that is someone like Ten Hag.
You know, who definitely come to that. Who definitely come to that and say, you know, I might actually be a very, very good teacher, and my students, I'm this kind of the crazy teacher. They don't really like me, and they will have some teachers that will like this teacher very well. So, a person like Pep Guardiola, we've seen him deal with some players. Some players even came out to say, "Oh, it is not a good manager." We've seen Yaya Toure and Pep Guardiola issue, which means it's very possible that Rudy Garcia is a very good manager, a very wonderful tactician, but a poor man-to-man manager.
There are good managers who are bad coaches, and there are bad managers who are good coaches.
Yeah, that's exactly what
he might have. He might have handled the situation differently, but what I'm saying is this: there is more to what we are seeing on pitch. There is more to it. That's all. That is what I'm saying. But as for Osimehn, I feel it deserves better.
I feel bad for Osimehn. That guy. I just feel he's betrayed. He has been betrayed.
I remember when he won your league, when Liverpool won their first league.
Guy for real.
He has been betrayed. Their first league for 30 years. Firmino, who scored 9 goals, was celebrated all over. He became the reincarnation of first 9 goals. Because Osimehn deserves better. That's my honest opinion.
Okay, so talking about Osimehn deserving better, do you think is the perfect fit for Chelsea?
No,
because right now Chelsea have spent over $1 billion and they can't even find the back of the net. What's going on at Chelsea right now? What's the problem?
My own problem with Chelsea is that club is clueless. Pochettino does not know what he wants.
Why do you? Let me tell you something I feel is going on at Chelsea. At Chelsea, I feel there's something going on that the fans are so spoiled and impatient not to see it. What they have here is I see people laughing, bantering. They don't spend $1 billion. Then they feel score goal, this, that. They have a project where they want to invest into the youth system of football. Okay. They've gone into South America, cropping the best sets of talent, Angelino and the likes. Okay. You get me? They are moving on the project of building the big version of Brighton. I don't know if you get that version of.
Let me tell you.
Yeah?
You're not saying what Chelsea are.
That is what they are doing. Let me lie. That is what he's doing. If you see the same vision as what he's doing, I probably feel he's doing it with the wrong set of people. I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I believe Pochettino would come good.
What I see is Boeli is not someone who knows about football.
Yeah, that's the point.
He wants to get involved in every issue concerning the team. And he does not know anything about it. He has least experience about football.
And the thing with Boehly is, I think he's been over ambitious. He's been over ambitious because all the players coming in, I think this last summer they were the one that got in the highest players in the league. They bought the highest number of players in the league. Apart from Nottingham Forest, I guess.
Yes.
So the thing is, are these managers, okay, there is Graham Potter, okay, let's look at the managers who have worked with Berlin. There is Graham Potter. The last time I checked, Graham Potter used to be a very wonderful manager at Brighton. At least till now, all what he set up at Brighton, they are still
his blueprint right now.
His blueprint is still very there. So Chelsea turned him into a bad manager overnight. So the thing is, we should really ask all these players coming in. Is it like there is an agreement between the sporting director and the manager that okay, this is exactly what I want?
Now, let's go into the administrative aspect. Firstly, I feel in me that the manager, I mean the owner of the club, goes after coaches he can ride on. The coaches he can push around. You saw Potter, he brought in Potter, and after that he was linked to Nigerian, he was linked to Luis Enrique and many high-profile coach. A lot of them turned the job down.
Yes,
I don't see a reason why a coach with high quality would turn down such job, which a very visible fine project. Now I feel wait. I feel they are going for a manager which they can ride on.
Yes,
like Pochettino now is a desperate manager who actually needs a job. Just someone to push around. Go here, do this, do that.
But let me tell you something. And you cannot sell the experienced player you have in your team and think you have a blueprint. I feel Chelsea have what Chelsea every football club have their style of playing.
Yes.
And no matter even if any coach comes, even if he's trying to advance it or enhance it, it will still, he or she, no, it can never be she, he will still follow the blueprints.
Now I will let us to how to run a club.
Let me land. But right now Chelsea have sold almost all their experienced player, and they are bringing in new player that does not even know anything about Chelsea's pattern, Chelsea tactics. No one.
Okay, now let me tell you something.
How could you have someone like Kovacic? How will you sell Kovacic for no reason?
What was Kovacic's impact on Chelsea last season?
Bro, Kovacic never had all the necessary equipment for him to work. Kovacic is trying now. I saw what he played in Chelsea last season.
He's talking about the experience
now.
But what I'm really particular about is this. Todd Bowling, Nagelsmann rejected the job.
Yes.
Luis Enrique rejected the job.
Yeah.
Definitely, there is something that they were not able to come into an agreement during the point of negotiation.
Yes.
Definitely, I think it was Manchester United. Antonio Conte was offered Manchester United job. He told them clearly that he wants to have a big say in transfers. That if he's not going to have big say in transfer, definitely he's not going to accept the job.
Yeah.
That's Antonio Conte. So managers, all these high-profile managers, they have players that they want to work with.
Yes.
Definitely, you okay. Let's take a look at Erik ten Hag.
Yeah.
Erik ten Hag at Manchester United. He came in. It was like, okay, David De Gea is a loyal servant of the team. David De Gea has been winning Man United Player of the Season. A lot of fans, they love De Gea. But they had to move forward a bit because you know.
And he went to bring a striker as a goalkeeper.
No. See, the thing is, they are trying to move. They are trying to move ahead. And I understand him bringing in Onana. Every high-profile manager, they have players who can actually fit into their system. If you close your eyes, the way you think that okay, this is the way football should be played, there are players that can actually interpret your system very well. Look at Arteta. He brought in someone like Zinchenko. Zinchenko is not this guy who's good defensively, but when he's inverting into the middle of the park, he's a very wonderful.
He brings an extra man. That's one of our problems. I will highlight it on the board later.
Like we were saying concerning this Chelsea.
Yeah.
If you see, even while Harry Maguire was very bad, while he wasn't even performing at Man U, committing all kinds of offenses on the pitch.
Error.
Do you know that even Erik ten Hag didn't sell him?
Now let me tell you. I'm just bringing the aspect of experience.
And let me tell you. I think there is a clause to that.
Maguire has been on the market. Maguire has been on the market for so long. He was supposed to go to West Ham. He was supposed to go to West Ham. Now let me tell you something. Yeah, there's a place in me that feels Todd Bowley signs player he wants to sign.
Exactly.
Because there's an article, I think the Athletics, or where I read an article of such. After he watched Enzo Fernandez at the World Cup final, he told the directors, get me that player.
Yes.
Yeah.
He plays this game of.
And if you could remember, when Todd Bowley came on, immediately he was the new owner of Chelsea. He turned himself to a sporting director.
Yeah.
He was the sporting director. There are professionals out there who can actually give you the best of the best jobs. I could remember when he came on, there is this Michael Edward oversaw a lot of wonderful transfers in Liverpool FC. The likes of Salah, Sadio Mane, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson Becker. When Todd Bowley came on at Chelsea, Michael Edward was jobless. Then why didn't you go for a sporting director like Michael Edward, who is so very good in that field? It is
now, let me get you somewhere. Let me get you to where I was before.
Okay.
Let me get you to where I was before. I told you they have a project more like Brighton, but in an advanced segment. Now he went to Brighton and brought in people who has been in such system of recruiting young starlets, young stars. Now they run a multi-club system.
Yeah,
if you can remember their own Salzburg,
where
the same system Brighton runs. Brighton owns a club in Belgium. At Belgium, the club is currently doing well.
Okay.
They get in young players from South America most times, loan them to that club. Once they perform, like there was a guy that gave the assist at Man United, one black guy when they played Man United. Simeon.
My question is
Brighton. He was at their He was at their previous club. After he developed, they brought him to Brighton. This multi-club system, we've had that conversation before. When big teams hold a multi-club system, it gives you that advantage to have so much pool of talent, so much pool of young stars. You get me? So this is what they are trying to do. The fans are not seeing it that way. They have been spoiled with the sugar daddy Abramovich. What they know is when this manager comes in, waiting you want. Oh, I want Lukaku. Oh, yeah, get Lukaku. Waiting you want get him. Okay, now you have to deliver. This is a process. You support Liverpool, right?
Yeah,
you support Liverpool. You've gone saw your team go through a process.
Yes.
You support Barcelona. You saw your team go through a process. I support Arsenal, and I can tell you how a process is being done.
I understand. The thing is now that
it's just like blind process. This man has money.
Okay, now we know that Chelsea is a big team.
Yes,
definitely there are expectations. The fans expect something. Now you said it now that the fans are spoiled. I understand that aspect, but on the other way around, you can't just fold your hands. You see Man City doing well, you see Arsenal doing well. If you are not so very careful, you will not be able to catch up with these guys. At the end of the day, I'm actually going somewhere. Now there is a project. Before you can tell me that there is a project going on, at this each and every aspect, each and every part of the pitch, you have to have players who are very, very good to play that position. Now look at Pochettino. Now Pochettino is kind of trying to play this system of a back three, a front five, a middle two, sometimes
3-5. That's build up kind of thing.
Now we have someone like Nicholas Jackson. And Nicholas Jackson is not this box predictor who wants to stay
let me remind you of something.
It's not even fit to be
I want to explain something. Let's remember Chelsea. Right now, they are without Christopher Nkunku and every likes. Yeah. Now, let's say when everybody come back, Chilwell, Cowell, then you have Thiago Silva or Fofana or whosoever. Then you have Caicedo.
Yes.
Wait, help me with that. You have Caicedo here. You have Enzo. Then you have Raheem over here. You have Modric or whosoever he wants to play there. And then you have Nkunku. Yeah, and you have Jackson up front here.
Of course.
Remind me, you have Broja, who is a different profile. I don't know if you get. You have Broja, who is a different profile. Now, what you will get is, once you get that your whatsoever you want to play, whatsoever, the 3-2, yes. Most times he uses Cowell as a left back. I feel that is what we'll see more often. Chilwell going to the bench. Yes. Then you get your James. Then Sterling playing more of this, and you get James to keep
the weights. Yeah.
The weights. Then you have Caicedo sitting back here. Then you have Cowell, Thiago Silva, and whosoever. Then you have Caicedo sitting down here, and Enzo. Mind you, this man has been limiting the potential of Enzo. Exactly. Now with Nkunku coming in, you will see an interchange between Nkunku and Jackson between the box. I don't know if you get. Now Nkunku is a very prolific goal scorer. Let me remind you that you will see that interchange between them. So I feel once everybody comes back fit, Chelsea will be okay.
Yeah, I understand that Nkunku is a big blow. The injury to Nkunku is a big blow to the project.
Yes,
I understand that. But right now Nkunku is not readily available for them. Then who can actually fill in the void?
Kopama. Why is he on the bench? Why is he on now? Let me.
You have a player like Kopama who is very good. Who is very good.
Is a winger.
Coming from
he can play.
Coming from these wide areas, he's so very dangerous in this right hand half spaces very well. a player like Nkuku is this kind of guy who, when the striker drops, Nkuku can actually
go in there as a second striker.
As a second striker. But you want your Kopama to be around here, probably maybe the number 10 position. Kopama is not that kind of guy who's going to crash into the box often and often for you. Kopama can be dangerous in around this zone and come out here in around these places. So Nkuku is a different type of profile.
Now let me give you a different scenario where I feel is misusing is this. People don't rate Gallagher, but I believe there is a player in Conor Gallagher. He's a system player. You get me? We saw him at Crystal Palace. He's not that when it comes to the first phase and the second phase of midfield. But when he goes to the final third, he's who he is. Now, I feel like he's misusing Gallagher by playing him and Caicedo pivot, playing Enzo as the 10. I feel like what he should do is bring back Enzo to play with Caicedo as a pivot, then shift Gallagher
up front
where he has much more potential other than playing him as an 8.
If you had not sold Kovacic, it would have been very beautiful.
Other than playing him breaking the box for him. I don't know if he gets.
Kovacic would have been moving from the midfield, attacking for him. So play chance for other people.
So that means if there is this back three, you have Enzo and
Caicedo and Enzo having a little bit of license to move forward. Okay. Then you have Gallagher there.
You have Gallagher over here. Then you have someone like Modric,
exactly. Who is a wide winger also.
Who is a wide winger?
But is Modric, is he clinical enough?
He needs to create. I still would prefer.
Is Modric clinical enough?
I still would prefer someone like place. Gallagher to play the Nkuku role than Kopama.
Exactly. That is his biggest strength. That is his biggest asset.
But yes, and that is the question now with Pochettino is, I think he's kind of misprofiling his players. Now, because right now, I think why is Enzo Fernandez your attacking midfielder?
Exactly.
You spent fortune on players.
Let me tell you.
You're misprofiling these players.
If you remember, I said something earlier this season. Chelsea have been better in terms of play and statistics, better than Arsenal and Man United combined. If you check ball possessions, they have the most ball possession. They've created most chances, most big chances.
They were only playing by
they've created most big chances. They've created most big chances, and they have missed the most chances. They have, I think, their statistics are very good. But the problem with Chelsea right now is the final third. Once they get to that final third, they just get lost.
They are not clinical. They are not clinical enough.
That's the part of misprofiling
of his players and all of that. So personally, I feel if the players should come back, then I can start judging Pochettino. But for now, I feel it's too harsh.
What I know is Enzo is not a goal scoring midfielder.
The thing is, do you think Pochettino's job won't be under threat before the return?
I feel the manager trusting. The management trusting.
They are on the same page. What about the fans? The fans are running out of patience because they want their Chelsea Football Club back.
What I know is,
if you are going through a process, you don't have to be the mid-table team every now and then. If you're going through a process, remember when Arsenal were going through a process. It's not like Arsenal are finishing 12, 13, 14.
Arsenal were trying now.
No, at least
let me cut you guys short. What I feel Pochettino has to do now is to give the fans something to hold on to. This is where I'm coming from. When Arteta came to Arsenal, his first 6 months, he won them the FA Cup and the Community Shield. He bought the heart of the fans.
Yeah.
And won some people over. When Ten Hag came last season, he won the Carabao Cup. Yeah. That was something to hold on to. I don't know if something to believe on. So right now, I feel if you can give these people just the Carabao Cup or at least FA Cup, something to hold on to, say yes.
What I just see is the problem is not Pochettino. The problem is the backroom staff.
I feel the problem.
If the backroom staff is not complete,
tactically
the football team, they won't. You won't see it in the field.
Okay, sometimes like I said, I will still go back to my statement that Todd Bowling is being over ambitious. You have someone like Caicedo.
Yeah. Lavia.
You're going for Romelu Lavia again. It's just like you don't want people to get the best players. You want to get your hands on the best players. I
know where this is coming from. You are a Liverpool fan. A place of hate. I'm a place of hate. You are a Liverpool fan.
No. Apart from being a Liverpool fan,
he likes taking all the best players for no reason.
There is a quote somewhere. Sorry, there is a quote somewhere where Coach Guardiola said something. good players makes good tactics.
Sure.
If you have good players
They will
at your
interpret-
disposal,
they will interpret your
as a
tactics
disposal as a
better.
manager, you would be able to interpret what you want to play.
Oh no, this man has a good player, but does not have the good backroom staffs, and this thing is affecting them in the field of play. Do you know they are just signing these players, and they lack strategies.
The thing is, I don't see a Romileva coming in. I don't see the advantage, because at least Chelsea are known. The Cobham's Academy, I think, is one of the best academies in England. Chelsea are known for growing these academy guys. Now, when you purchase all these world class players,
where are the academic guys going to play?
How are the academic guys going to come on? You know,
let me remind you. That is why they run a multi-club system. Now, currently, they are looking forward to getting a large percentage of shares at Sporting Lisbon. I don't know if you've come across such rumor. Okay. They are looking to get. So it just tells you that we want to be invested in a large pool of talent. I don't know if you get, as a club where 2-3 years from now, let me tell you something. 2-3 years from now, when everybody start buying players, 150 million and the rest, Chelsea would not have to spend that much to get players, because they have already set that foundation for themselves. Okay. They have already laid that foundation.
But if they don't get any cup this season, they will lose a lot of players, because every player wants to play in the Champions League. Let me see. Let me tell you something. It comes to
you as a manager being able to convince your player to buy into your project, to see what the same vision you are seeing. I don't know if Pochettino can bring the players over.
Xavi came into Barca.
Yes.
Different projects entirely.
Yes.
And while he brought them with players from loan.
Okay.
Do you remember when he came? We were at Barca was number 14th or number 12 on the table.
I can't remember the position, but I know they were not
number
doing
12
well.
or number 13.
I think it's 12th.
And Xavi came, he took us to the Champions League. See, let me tell you, you don't need to spend that much money like what Boeli is doing to get what you want. Your backroom staffs and the necessary tactics is what you need. You see, I'm not happy about how Chelsea are spending their money, because to me, it's just like someone is spending money while their eyes are closed. I feel
like they are spending. I want to get you somewhere. Your club can't spend, and you are paid about someone being spending.
No. My club is giving me what I want.
No,
Barcelona is giving me what I want.
Let me tell you something.
Barcelona is even better than Chelsea right now.
I feel people are too quick to judge what Chelsea.
We are not judging now, because
we are too quick to judge.
They have started this project since last season, and we haven't seen anything.
It takes time. That is why I said you should give people something to hold on to.
That means when Caicedo becomes 50 years.
You know, it's very possible that you spend 10 hours on a journey and you are going to a wrong destination.
Exactly.
It is very, very possible. Okay. So I don't think this project has a clear plan. I don't think this project is taking them
before you
anywhere.
See the golden sky, like Liverpool anthem. Before you see the golden sky at the end of the tunnel, you will see a glimpse of it.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
You will see a glimpse of it. This is sunshine. You know.
There are some players that they have signed in recent time that I think that this is not the signing that you need.
No. Okay.
A player like Mukielo Modric. Yeah. Modric has under 100 games under his belt before
just
he
imagine
got
that guy
joined Chelsea. I think he only played 77 games. The lack of experience is there. Modric is a player that you don't just throw him into the party just like that.
At all.
He needs time.
He needs to
settle in.
I feel
if you're going to get a player like Mukielo, I think Modric will have been a perfect fit at Arsenal than
let me tell you
Chelsea, because right now Arsenal has a Martinelli who they can actually bank on. Then you can actually start introducing Modric from the bench. Chelsea right now, Mukielo Modric looks like the real starter in that
team.
Let me tell you. So there's so much pressure on these young players coming into Chelsea. You get me? There is so much pressure, high expectations. That is why I said the fans are impatient. Once Chelsea lose a game, you see all their fans all over social media.
But it has been happening since last season. It has been happening since last season. How patient do you want them to become again?
Okay,
they need to be.
For 5 years.
They need. How patient was Liverpool?
But Liverpool were going to Champions League now.
How patient was Arsenal? When Arsenal finished 8 and 8.
When Liverpool went, but that was just twice.
They're patient. This is their second season.
Chelsea ended
their second season.
Chelsea ended last season.
This is their second season.
They didn't go to any Europe. Any European competition.
I can win. I want to win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup.
Wait,
that shows you he has something.
The way you are looking at Chelsea now, do you think they are going to Champions League this season?
They won't.
They won't.
But they might get a Europa League spot.
That is a punch to Gueli's face. To his eyes.
Listen, when it should start judging Chelsea, it should be from next season.
Next season, I don't think. Next season, I don't
they
think.
said this last season.
I don't think the fans will be really patient till next season. But
that's their problem.
No one wants next season.
That aside,
we need this season. It's still early.
Let's move away from the blue half of London. Let's go to the red half of London.
Okay.
Title pretenders.
Who is title pretender?
Arsenal Football Club.
Ooh.
The title pretenders. You see, there is the North London derby was a very, very interesting one. In a long while, I think Tottenham played a very wonderful game. I haven't seen them play like that in a long while. I think Postecoglou is really doing a very wonderful job at Tottenham.
Yeah,
what do you think about
dispute that?
What do you think about Jorginho doing that kind of thing in a North London derby when the team is leading?
Bakeni, let me tell you something. When he did that thing, I lost my head. At the viewing center there where I lost my head. I was like, I started running course on him. Because guy, why would they prefer? Because let me tell you,
you're a professional.
He has been a player I loved since Chelsea. I've loved Jorginho since Chelsea. Even his Chelsea days where Chelsea fans are against him, I always defend him. I try to profile him to them like this is the kind of player. This who he is. He's a possession-based kind of player. Yes. I don't know if you can't use him to play that your pressing and all of that. I try to explain and all of that. But when he did that thing that day, bro, I was like, why? Like, what were you thinking? You had so many options. You could have easily turned back and just give Raya. You could have easily turned back and just give. I just
about Jorginho. Yeah. What I just feel is maybe because he's trying to gel to the team.
He has he has never had a bad game since he came to Arsenal. I don't feel our style of play at Arsenal suits him better. But my issue is this: what caused that was his athleticism. Like he's not that physical enough. You can't do such a thing to Declan Rice or Thomas Partey or even Rodri. I don't know if you get Omoyes Caicedo. I don't know if you get worst case scenario they pull you down, pick up card.
Those guys are press resistant.
I don't know if you get. He's not that press resistant. You can't even do that.
The problem actually is not even only from Jorginho.
Okay,
there's something I've been saying about Arsenal. Arsenal does not have fighting spirit. Arsenal, they have finishing. When it gets to the end of the game, they start bottling games.
Now, Arsenal does not have fighting spirit.
Yes, you guys do not have fighting spirit.
Bournemouth, you can't tell me I don't have a fighting spirit when I came back from 2-0 down against Bournemouth. There have been many memorable.
You're talking about Bournemouth. You're talking about
were you able to come back from Mallorca yesterday?
Are you talking about Mallorca? Mallorca that beat Real Madrid last season.
That was last season. That's past game.
Mallorca beat Madrid last season.
And that's even football for you, bro. That's even football.
You can't tell me. But what I'm saying is Arsenal was leading last season. As a matter of fact, Arsenal was leading about 5 points ahead.
Yeah.
5 points ahead, bro.
Let me ask
5 points ahead.
How many points was Madrid leading before you took the lead from them?
All of us knew Madrid had a very bad season last season. And let's not forget though. Madrid was playing in the Champions League last season.
I was playing in Europa.
Oh.
As an English team, you play more competitions than any league. You play the Carabao Cup, you play the European Cup, you play FA Cup, and you play in the league.
Okay, that aside. How long did you guys get in that Carabao Cup last season?
How long did you get?
Yes.
We fell out from Europa just to concentrate on the league, and from there, Saliba had injury.
Saliba had injury. No, just to concentrate on the league. Then what happened?
Saliba had injury.
I think
that was our best defender.
I think last season, what actually happened with Arsenal is, last season Liverpool fell off the cliff.
Yes.
Chelsea fell off the cliff. I think it's just the competition that Man City needs. The only team that can offer that competition is Liverpool.
No.
Yes. That is the only. At a point last season, Arsenal fell off. You should respect Liverpool.
Let me tell you something. And put that at the back of your
mind. Put some respect on the name.
Liverpool is closer to making top 4 than contending for the league this season.
Come of it.
I said it.
Liverpool are charging for the title this season.
Let me tell you something.
Liverpool are definitely charging for the title.
I don't see you in the title race.
Liverpool are in the title race.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Apart from Man City, to me, to my own prediction, apart from Man City, Liverpool are the second person that I believe they are the favourite to end that league. You know why?
You should put some respect on Liverpool's name.
Liverpool has gotten their redeem.
They haven't.
You are.
Of course.
Have you seen what they are doing recently? Have you seen how they play recently?
Okay,
have you seen that Zoboslai? And let me tell you something. you can't underestimate Genge Press. Genge Press is the only football plan that can kill any kind of football plan.
Now let me
and
tell
even
you.
even Guardiola is also scared of Klopp when it comes to Genge
you need
Press.
physical.
And do you know
Let me tell you something.
Do you know Klopp is the one who masterminded this Genge Press that made it more beautiful.
Now let me tell you something.
He beautified.
Do you know you need
Genge Press?
That's true.
He added a little bit of possession football,
base.
and added Genge Press.
Now let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Apart from last season that Liverpool had, Liverpool had a bad season.
Yeah.
Where would you be able to compete with Liverpool last 2 seasons?
Last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
My last season.
Your last season.
Yeah.
Your form of last season.
Last 2 seasons.
Will your form of last season compete with Liverpool?
Arsenal will not even dare that.
Yes. Yes. Now let me tell you, Genge pressing. Let me tell you something. You are coming to the place of Genge pressing.
Okay.
You know Genge pressing is built around physical profiles.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
You lost Jojo Wijnaldum, which you have still not replaced by now. You lost Henderson. You've lost Milner and all of that. Now you have McAllister, who is more of a passive player than compared to those. You have Szoboszlai, who is also you currently your midfield.
Szoboszlai is built for the system.
Your midfield lacks.
Szoboszlai is built for the system.
Actually the missing piece in Liverpool's project.
Szoboszlai is someone that can run the pitch.
I like that guy.
He can run the pitch 1,000 times.
He's very energetic.
You still lack a physical profile, that physical presence.
And he's physical now.
Now let me
This guy is physical.
You are still yet to play a tough team.
He's fast.
You are still yet to play any tough team. You play Chelsea and you drew with them. You are still yet to play any top team. So I don't know. You can't tell me
Newcastle. We defeated Newcastle.
It's just the beginning of the season.
We defeated Newcastle. 10 man down at St. James's Park.
Yes, God bless you.
Didn't Brighton destroy Newcastle?
Brighton.
All of us know how Brighton plays
But
now.
Newcastle
at least
play through Newcastle to get them.
Brighton is also informed now. Brighton. If you play against Brighton, I believe Brighton will beat you. And I think they've trashed you.
They haven't.
They will trash you this season. Just watch and see.
When is the game?
I don't know.
I think
definitely we will be here
today or tomorrow.
We will be here, bro.
Brighton Arsenal is when?
We are
I
going
don't
to be
know. I
here.
can't remember.
I thought I saw that. When is Arsenal playing?
We'll be here, and there is
We'll play Brentford today.
Yes. It's Brentford, not Brighton.
and Manchester United. Let's get there.
That their coach that is there looks like fried donuts.
Let me even ask, why is it that there is always noise around the team? When are they going to concentrate on playing only football?
I want to tell you something. There is a statement that says when you are big, you are big.
Yeah.
This is arguably the biggest brand in football. The
Manchester,
biggest brand in world football.
Yeah.
That is
Arguably,
very true.
In fact, it's
the biggest club. No matter how diluted you are,
the
you
biggest brand.
can't agree that this is the biggest club.
That's
in
the biggest
England.
club.
is the biggest.
That's what you get for being the biggest. Every eyes are on you. Every little attention. People pay
They are just a
attention
victim
to
of their
little
success.
details. I don't know if you
that's the word.
get. They are victim to their previous success. They're falling off from where they were.
Yeah.
And now eyes are what's going on. Since what left, what is going on? That is why you hear so much noise around the club.
You see,
I don't know if you get.
Okay, but what about the discipline aspect? Now, in the last 2-3 years now, I think Manchester United have had this player manager issue, rape allegations and all that. There is this Cristiano Ronaldo that almost tore the dressing room apart. There is a Jadon Sancho. There is a Mason Greenwood case. Now there is an Anthony case. You know, these things are not really good for the health of the dressing room, irrespective of being a big team or whatever. You need that mental health to be perfect in your dressing room. You don't need your dressing room. I don't want to be a manager and I walk into my dressing room and see some people forming some caucus because there is this their friend that I labeled as a lazy player and the likes. They start forming caucus against me. Definitely they will not buy into my ideas. Definitely. Yes. So that I think this time of discipline, there's still something very wrong at Manchester United. I don't know, maybe it's about the wages that they give to players.
I was about to say that.
Because some players are on their bench that they get these ridiculous wages.
The wages is too much. The wages they pay for all these guys is too much.
I think they are getting spoiled.
And secondly, apart from the wages, if I even complain about the wages, it will be like I'm an enemy of progress. You see, let's not drag. Let's not go to the front. Let's not go to the back. Madrid are also paying big wages. Man City are also paying big wages. You see the
Liverpool
problem
pays
of
big wages.
Liverpool does not pay big. No, Liverpool does not pay. Just 250.
Mo Salah 350 or so.
350. And that's the only biggest player that Liverpool has paid in the history of Liverpool.
Yeah, that's the highest paid.
That's the highest paid player in the history of Liverpool. So let me tell you something. All this team too that they are paying their players a huge amount of money. Like De Jong is earning a lot of money, but he is disciplined. You see, Ten Hag does not know how to treat this guy. All of us know what is his name, this Ragnick also. He's not even out of it. So if anyone wants to say they were doing that even at the tenure of Ralf Ragnick, we know Ralf Ragnick is not even part of it. But Ten Hag, he does not have manner. He talks anyhow.
No. I won't fault Ten Hag here because I feel personally I think Ten Hag is doing the right thing because when he came into the club, immediately he spotted this wages issue and he said, let players earn it.
Let me remind you.
And thirdly, they are leaving these guys. They are giving them too much freedom.
No, let me tell you. Ten Hag is a disciplinarian. Let me tell you something. Since the time of Ferguson,
they are acting like someone who lives in a lawless country.
In fact, I have to dove my cap for him to take a decision against a player of Cristiano Ronaldo's caliber. If you are not a very, very confident manager, you cannot make that decision.
Let me tell you something. Since Ferguson left, you've had Louis van Gaal, you've had Jose Mourinho, you've had Ralf Ragnick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's been one problem at this club, which has been discipline and somebody to bring the back room, the dressing room together. I don't know if you get. There was a time where they labeled Pogba being a gang leader inside, and all of that,
exactly.
Divided. Ten Hag has come and he has tried to fix these issues. I don't know if you get. When Arteta came to Arsenal, he had Aubameyang issues and Ozil. He dished them out.
Yes.
No player is bigger than the club. No player is bigger than the manager. No matter when you are not Messi or Ronaldo, you are not bigger than the manager. I don't know if you get. You are not bigger than the club. You are not. When you disrespect the club, you get sanctioned for it. I feel there are policies. He came into the team as a disciplinarian. If you tell me he goes about his disciplinary issue the wrong way, I might 40% agree with you the way he handles situation. But this has been what the club has been clamoring for. This is what they have been missing for a very long time, and he has come and he has fixed that problem. You saw the way he did with Jadon Sancho. He has done it with Cristiano Ronaldo. Even last season with Marcus Rashford. He's a ruthless manager.
Are you supporting what he did to Jadon Sancho?
I'm 100% support.
I am also in support of it. I think Jadon Sancho is just being. Let me not use a negative word against him. I think it's just being a childish behavior.
Now,
you cannot disrespect your manager. You know, like I said at the start of the program, like Osimehn has a contract to obey.
Yes.
This is what I hate about Jadon Sancho. You have a contract. I don't like it when a player doesn't respect their contract. You have a problem with the board, you have a problem with the manager, settle it amicably. There was a time Pep Guardiola labeled Calvin Phillips as too fat, he couldn't train. You won't be the first person that the manager will label as lazy.
Let me tell you something people don't know. When Sancho was at Man City, he had this same issue of coming late to training. That was one of the reasons he was sold out to Dortmund. When he got to Dortmund, he had the same issue of staying up late at night to play games. Then he turns up to training late, and then most times, I read an article yesterday, most times after a game he travels for 2-3 days and not even come back. I don't know if you get. Then maybe he went to English national team. He had the same issue with Southgate. Now he came to United, the same issue. Maybe Sojak and the rest overlooked the issue, but you've had a disciplinarian in your team. You see something
about these English players. That's why they don't have longevity.
You can't. I feel people attack that English player.
The media
too much.
The media behind this English player is too much than. It's even too much than their capability. You see someone like Jadon Sancho.
The thing is,
it has to do with your personality.
It has to do with your personality.
And not all of us.
It has to do with your personality. We have a player like Bukayo Saka.
Saka.
He's an English player.
And
the last time I checked, everybody is always saying he's humble, is this,
All
all
his
that.
teammates is
They are
good,
always saying good
but-
things
good
about
things
him.
about
You hear positive things about Bukayo Saka.
Saka actually faced racist.
That was from
Yeah,
the fans. That was from the fans.
That was from the fans. Not he personally. Saka is a humble guy. Is this
I
guy
feel-
that if I am a manager, I want a Saka in my team. Because if
I feel
Saka is a good player.
It's not gonna give me
more
a
of a
headache.
personality than
Yes.
where you come from. There's this label around Brazilian players where Brazilian players club do this and that. If you actually look at the context, it's not actually all Brazilian players.
Yeah, not
but
actually
there's
all
this
of them.
stigma around them. There's this stigma. So back to Sancho case, he had this same this issue at Dortmund, and then coming to United, you had the same issue. And I even read somewhere that the manager had to bring in a new law to favor him, where you have to come to training an hour before training if he could cope up. I don't know if you get this is the first time in football. This is the first time we've seen where a player was sent on loan. I mean, a player was sent out to clear his head and all of that. This to show you the manager
guy,
has
that
faith
Sancho is on
and belief
serious
in
for
it.
real.
I don't know if you
Just
get
on serious.
They sent him to Montore.
He's just so on serious.
He went for rehab.
He went for rehab at Montore.
So I don't know.
Israel.
No, I'm just joking.
Okay.
So, guys, you'll be able to catch up with us every Friday, and make sure to support the podcast. All you need to do is just tap the subscribe button on your screen, tap the bell notification icon, so that whenever we drop an episode of the podcast, you'll be the first guy to know. And you can always follow us on social media. TikTok is DF Kenny, and Instagram is DF Kenny 01. On Twitter it's DFK. Twitter is not Twitter again. I think it's X. So the X app is DF Kenny 01 as well. So you can always be a part of the podcast as well. And if you think you are vibrant enough, you are vibrant like two of my friends, you can always drop your handle. We're going to definitely contact you. If you reside in Lagos and you feel you are vibrant enough, you know. You have a vast knowledge about football. Come on the podcast, come and speak your mind, let the world hear you. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Discuss Football with Kenny, and I'll see you guys next week.
Peace out. Peace out.